Just...
You're dead.
What if I told you that Goku is no longer the hero, but has become the most dangerous being in all universes? What if I told you that he killed an entire army of angels, not in self-defense, but simply because he found no way out? And worse, he did not escape from hell, but hell was no longer able to contain him. And at that very moment, Gohan returns, but not as a savior, but as an icy monster seeking revenge. And here, the story is no longer about good and evil, but about who will survive when everything collapses. If you don't subscribe within 3 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Well, don't blame me if you wake up tomorrow and find yourself inside the Hell prison. What are you waiting for? Come on, subscribe to the channel.
Goku vanished from the top of the volcanic mountain, and in the next moment, his grip was clamped tightly around the necks of Margarita and Mojito. A heavy grip, as if it had been forged from the rage of hell itself. They were suspended in the air, their bodies trembling while the volcanoes around them breathed red fire. The heat rose until the air itself became heavy, as if it were burning inside the lungs. Goku looked at them with eyes that carried neither mercy nor hesitation, only lethal resolve born from years of torment inside this cursed prison. He spoke in a low voice, yet it pierced the entire place. "Tell me, how do I get out of this world?" A heavy silence followed. Margarita did not answer despite the pain crushing her body. Mojito, meanwhile, spat blood as he stared at Goku with eyes filled with anger and hatred. Mojito said in a hoarse but steady voice, "Even if you kill us, you'll get nothing." The moment paused for several seconds. Then Goku smiled, a cold smile that did not resemble the smile of an ordinary being. He said with terrifying calm, "So, that's your final answer?"
Just kill us.
Golden energy began to slowly gather around his body, pulling even the heat of hell toward itself. The ground beneath his feet started to tremble, and the air around him cracked, as if reality itself could no longer endure the pressure. Margarita was on the verge of burning under the immense energy pressure. Suddenly, her hand moved. With the last fragment of strength she had, she raised her magical staff, and then shattered it. Shards of light exploded in every direction like lightning flashing in the heart of hell. Goku narrowed his eyes at her as Margarita smiled faintly and whispered in a voice barely audible,
"You will get nothing."
In the next moment, a massive explosion of light swallowed the place and struck the bodies of Margarita and Mojito with the force of an exploding sun. But when the light vanished, Goku was the only one left standing. He did not move. The anger in his eyes only deepened because he had received no answer. Suddenly, the ground shook violently. The volcanoes around him erupted. Lava surged toward the sky like gigantic pillars of fire. The red sky began raining something strange. Arrows. Hundreds, no, thousands of arrows were falling from above at terrifying speed. Goku slowly raised his head, his eyes blazing. He immediately realized these were not ordinary arrows. They were shadows. Dozens, then hundreds, then thousands. They had arrived. all the angels. They had answered Margarita's final call after her death and came from every direction like an endless celestial army. At their front stood Vados, her white aura glowing as she stared at Goku with a cold gaze filled with anger. The sight was overwhelming, a full army of angels covering the sky and the land above the Hell Prison, their staffs shining amid the smoke and flames of this place. But Goku showed no fear. Instead, he slightly lifted his head and called out loudly, "Whis, are you there?" Silence was the only answer. He paused for a few seconds, then said slowly, "Whis, show yourself. I want to know, are you with this scum? And most importantly, I want to get out of here." No answer. Goku smirked and said, Well, I'll make things easier for you." He raised his hand toward the sky and said, "If you tell me how to leave this world, I'll let some of you live." But the response was absolute silence. The angels stared at him with brutality, their eyes filled with anger and contempt, and not one of them spoke. Goku sighed slowly and said, "It seems today's training won't end quickly." Suddenly, the battle exploded. Hundreds of angels rushed from the sky at the same moment, like celestial meteors crashing toward the ground. Their shining staffs and celestial energy all surged toward one target, Goku. But what happened next was not a balanced battle. It was a massacre. Goku moved with such speed that his body vanished and reappeared between moments. One punch sent dozens crashing to the ground. A single kick tore many apart in the air, and a burst of dark energy erased 100 of them in a single instant. The sky filled with screams and shattered light. Hell turned into a celestial battlefield. Thousands of angels attacked without pause, but before them stood only one being. Minutes passed. The ground became covered with the broken army and fallen bodies, wounded, dead, and remnants of extinguished celestial light. Amid this destruction, Goku stood, breathing slowly. He looked at those who remained and said calmly, "This is the final call." He stepped forward once. The ground cracked beneath his foot. "Is there a way to leave this place?" Silence returned again. No one answered. Goku closed his eyes for a moment, then opened them slowly. He raised his hand toward the sky, and a terrifying dark energy erupted, sweeping across the entire place like a storm of black flames. Short screams filled the air, and then everything vanished. When the energy faded, no one remained. Not a single angel. Only Hell and Goku. He stood for a moment, looking at the devastation around him, then turns toward the horizon of his cell inside the Hell Prison and said in a low voice, "Then I'll leave on my own." He began charging his energy with everything he had. The air tore apart, the ground shattered, and the place trembled violently. But Goku did not know the terrifying truth about this place. Every chamber in the Hell Prison was surrounded by a cursed barrier, separating it from the rest of the world. Any explosion inside it could not escape. The energy remained trapped until it devoured everything inside, even the prisoner himself. But Goku did not know that, and his energy was now approaching detonation. Deep within Hell, the entire prison began to tremble as if a great catastrophe were about to be born. Goku stood at the center of his cell inside the Hell Prison. His energy gathered around him like a black cyclone, compressing itself, tearing the air apart. He was about to release an explosion that could erase this entire place, even if he burned with it. Suddenly, amid that terrifying chaos, he heard a faint voice piercing through the noise like a distant whisper from another world. A familiar voice he had not heard for many years. "Dad? Dad, are you there? Please answer me if you can hear me." Goku's body froze instantly. The energy swirling around him slowed for a moment, as if time itself had stopped. His eyes widened with shock he had not felt in a long time, and he whispered in a low voice, as if the voice might disappear if he spoke louder. "Gohan? Is that really you?" The reply came immediately. This time, the voice was clearer, filled with relief and exhaustion at the same time. "Dad, the telepathic connection finally worked. I tried so many times just to reach you." Goku breathed slowly, as if an enormous weight had suddenly been lifted from his chest. "Gohan, I'm so happy to hear your voice. I thought about you every day here. I was afraid I had lost you forever." Gohan replied quickly, as if he had been waiting for this moment for years. "I tried contacting you day after day, year after year, but something kept blocking the connection. There was a strange barrier surrounding your body and cutting off every attempt to reach your mind." Goku thought for a moment and said, "There were cursed chains restraining me and preventing me from even moving my energy freely. I only got rid of them recently, and maybe that's why you were finally able to reach me." Then he added in a firm tone as energy began gathering around him again. "I was about to blow up this prison completely and come out to search for you." But Gohan's voice came quickly with clear concern. "Don't do that, Dad." Goku stopped again. "Destroying this place could be extremely dangerous. We don't understand the laws of these worlds very well. The explosion might kill you or trap us inside these prisons forever." A brief silence passed between them before Goku asked in a calmer voice, "I heard they tortured you. Is the place you're in really that cruel?" Gohan let out a quiet laugh, but it carried something different, something dark that had been born from surviving in this cold hell. "Don't worry, Dad. I used this place to my advantage. I trained a lot here, more than I ever trained anywhere else." He paused for a moment, then said with pride, "I even obtained a new transformation. I named it the Ice Super Saiyan." Goku raised his eyebrows in clear surprise. "The Ice Super Saiyan?" Gohan replied confidently, "Yes, but it's still unstable. I haven't fully mastered it yet, but its power is terrifying." Then he added in a warmer tone, "I'm really happy that I was finally able to talk to you. This technique was taught to me by Piccolo before his departure." Goku smiled slightly and said, "Yes, the telepathic communication technique." Then suddenly he stopped, as if something in Gohan's words had caught his attention. "Wait, what do you mean when you said before his departure?" A heavy silence filled the moment before Gohan's voice returned, low and filled with pain. "Yes, Dad, he was killed." Goku's expression froze as Gohan continued with a steady voice despite the sorrow. "He was killed in front of me while trying to protect me from the rulers of destruction, Quitella and Rumshi." Goku clenched his fists so hard that the ground beneath his feet cracked as Gohan continued. "I even thought they had killed you too, so I swore to myself that I would take revenge on everyone who had a hand in these events." Goku spoke in a cold voice filled with deep anger. "That's exactly what I want too. My hatred for the rulers and for every one of their remaining assistants has only grown, and for the Daishin Khan himself." Then he let out a short, dark laugh. The strange thing is that I killed many of them here when they came to try to assassinate me inside this prison, and yet none of them wanted to tell me how to get out of this place. Gohan said with clear surprise, "You really did that? If you defeated all of them, then I'm sure you've become far stronger than I expected. And here I thought I had surpassed you. How ridiculous." "But I have good news. I think I found a way to get out of these prisons." Goku's eyes widened immediately. "Are you serious, Gohan?" Gohan replied with confidence. "On the first day when they threw me into the ice prison, I was exhausted and injured, but I heard Quitella and those with him repeating very strange words, a spell that was difficult to pronounce. And suddenly, right after those words, a dark gate opened in front of them."
He breathed slowly before continuing. "After I adapted to life here, I began waiting for their return so I could hear those words again and understand them, but they never came back. So I started observing everything around me. I used telepathic communication to monitor Margarita because she used to come often to the prison worlds." He continued with a voice full of focus. "The first thing I discovered is that all the prison worlds are connected to each other. There is the world of ice, the world of fire, the world of sand, the world of storms, and many other prison planets, but they are all linked. But I heard them say that the Hell prison is the worst of them all, so I was hoping you wouldn't be there, Dad. The second thing is that Margarita would read strange words, then open a dark gate. After that, she would increase her energy, and whoever was with her would share it. Sometimes it was the Daishin Khan, and sometimes another assistant. Then she would suddenly disappear, and the connection would be cut." Gohan breathed slowly and said, "And I'm certain she was coming to your room in the Hell prison because I couldn't contact you during those moments." Then he added with clear pride, "I watched her again and again, year after year, until I finally managed to read those words. It took 10 full years of observation and training inside this place." Goku laughed slightly and said with obvious pride, "That's what I expect from my son."
Then he asked seriously, "But you said the spell needs 2 people, right?" Gohan replied, "Yes, that's the conclusion I reached through my analysis." Then he said firmly, "That's why we must increase our power to the absolute limit. Our energy must reach a level where the spark of our power connects between the 2 prisons, and only then we might be able to open that gate and escape from these worlds." After a few moments of silence between them, Gohan's voice returned, more serious than ever before, as if the moment he had waited for many years had finally arrived. He said firmly, "Dad, listen carefully. Now we will begin the spell. Repeat every word after me exactly. Do not make a single mistake. We do not know the consequences of an error inside these prisons." Goku breathed slowly and gathered all his focus. "I'm ready. Say the words." Gohan began reciting the ancient phrases he had stolen by observing Margarita for many years. Heavy words, strange to pronounce, an ancient language that did not belong to any world Goku had ever known. Yet despite their strangeness, he repeated them after his son, letter by letter, without making a mistake. Their voices merged through telepathic communication. A word from Gohan, followed by the same word from Goku, as if the distance between the ice prison and the hell prison had disappeared for a moment. Several phrases passed, and with each word, the air inside both prisons trembled slightly, as if the very laws of the worlds themselves had begun to respond to this ancient language. Then Gohan said very slowly, "We've reached the most important part, the part that determines the destination of the exit." He paused for a moment, then continued, "After the final words, you must say the place you want to move to." He took a deep breath and spoke his phrase, "Send me outside the ice prison." At that moment, inside the hell prison, Goku repeated the final words while thinking quickly. Where should I go? Where should I appear? His mind said, outside the prisons, where I can find Gohan. But deep within his soul, something else was awakening. An ancient, dark voice, cold like annihilation, the King of Darkness. Without Goku realizing it, and from the depths of his being, the King of Darkness preceded him to the final spell and said,
"I want to go to the world of darkness."
At that same moment, Gohan continued speaking without knowing what had happened. "Don't think too much, Dad. The best place is outside these prisons. We'll meet there." Goku smiled and said confidently, "You're right, Gohan. Outside the prisons is a good idea." Then he spoke his final words, "I want to go outside the hell prison." But the gate did not hear his last words.
The spell captured the first word that came out from his depths, the word of the King of Darkness. And once spoken, the spell cannot be corrected. Suddenly, the ice prison began to shake violently. At the same moment, the hell prison trembled as if an earthquake had struck its heart. The ground split apart. The ancient energy that governed these prisons began to move at last after thousands of years. Then a gate appeared, a deep black gate like a hole in the void itself, one in front of Gohan and another in front of Goku. Gohan asked quickly through the connection, "Dad, did a black gate appear in front of you?" Goku smiled with a happiness he had not felt in years. "Yes, I see it clearly. It seems we're finally about to get out." Gohan breathed with relief. "All right, on the count of 3, we jump at the same moment and we'll meet outside these prisons." Goku replied confidently, "Agreed." Both of them said together, One, two, three, go! They both jumped at the same moment into the 2 black gates. Suddenly, the world disappeared. Their bodies began traveling through a chain of void gates. Dark doors opening one after another at terrifying speed, as if the worlds themselves were folding the distances between them. But after only a few seconds, the paths separated. Gohan's gates moved outward toward the world of the living, but Goku's path moved somewhere else, a place he did not intend. A place he did not choose, a place whose name had been spoken by the King of Darkness.
Minutes passed, and finally a last gate opened. Gohan jumped through it and fell into the void. Different air, a real sky. He had made it out. He was the first to reach the outside world. Catching his breath, he quickly looked around and said with joy, "Dad?" No answer. He waited a moment, then another, but Goku did not appear. Gohan's smile slowly froze. Seconds passed, then minutes, and his instinct began screaming inside him. He whispered in worry, "No, impossible! We came out at the same moment!" His heart started pounding violently, and a terrifying thought suddenly struck his mind. What if Dad made a mistake in the final word? His eyes widened, and he suddenly shouted, "No, that's impossible!" He raised his head toward the sky and cried out, "Where are you, Dad? Is it possible that he made a mistake? I'm the reason. I'm the fool." He breathed quickly and said bitterly, "I knew Dad isn't good with complicated words, and yet I dragged him into an ancient spell like this. I should have explained it better. I should have made sure." Then he shouted in intense anger, "Why is this happening to me?"
But in another place, far beyond all known worlds, another gate was still open. And from within it, Goku was still traveling through the void toward a destination he had not chosen himself. Goku had finally reached his destination without realizing the disaster that had occurred. The first thing he saw was a small pool of water. He drank a little, as he had not seen water for many years inside the Hell prison. He stood up slowly, holding his head in pain and muttering, "Wait, what is this place? Why is there no sun here? I've never seen anything like this in my life. Gohan, where are you?" But the shock wave of energy caused by his arrival did not pass in silence. Red eyes began to open deep within this universe. Creatures of immense power sensed the arrival of a new force into the world of darkness. They watched him from afar, as if they were seeing a rare prey that had fallen into their den.
I never expected someone would come to the world of darkness after all these years.
Suddenly, a terrifying laughter echoed through the surroundings, a deep laugh filled with evil and shadows. Then a dark voice spoke from within Goku's own soul.
Welcome to the world of darkness.
At that moment, outside the prison planets, the two rulers, Quitella and Rumshi, felt a massive tremor shaking the entire place. A tremor that only occurs when someone escapes from one of the prisons. They looked at each other. Quitella said with concern, "Do you think it was Margarita who just got out?" Rumshi replied, "I don't think so. Margarita is still in the Hell prison, and this tremor is near the Ice prison." They quickly moved toward the source of the energy. But as soon as they approached, they froze in place from the shidda of the freezing cold that began spreading through the air, as if death itself was breathing there. Quitella spoke, trying to keep his voice steady despite the trembling creeping into his heart. "Since when has the cold started leaking out of the ice prison while it's sealed inside a magical cube?" Something moved at lightning speed near Rumshi. He spoke in fear. What is that thing?" Quitella said, "Someone is watching us. I don't know who you are, but this place is forbidden. No one is allowed to roam here." He stopped suddenly as he felt a cold piercing through his head. "What can you even do, you little rat?" Before shouting, trying to hide his fear. "Who are you? I don't know how you got in here, but leave immediately before I get angry." At that moment, Gohan appeared. His head lowered slightly, terrifying expressions on his face, a face consumed by hatred and revenge. His frozen eyes, like ice, sent a chilling fear into the hearts of the two rulers, making them feel as if they themselves were inside the ice prison. Then Gohan let out a cold laugh and said, "What incredible luck! You two were the last ones I saw before entering hell, and you are also the first ones I see after leaving it. What, did you swallow your tongues? Why the silence?" The two rulers stood like statues. Shock had paralyzed them, as if they were seeing a ghost returned from the dead. Rumshi muttered in a trembling voice, "How is this possible? Impossible! This can't be happening!" Gohan replied in a dark tone, "Years have passed, long years, while I waited for this day." "Damn it," said Quitella through clenched teeth. "How did this monster not die after all that torture? Didn't the prison creatures devour him?" Gohan laughed a terrifying laugh before saying coldly, "On the contrary, I devoured them. Not one, not two, not three. I devoured them all." The two rulers' eyes widened in real shock. They exchanged a quick glance, as if agreeing without words. In a single moment, they charged destructive Hakai energy. And fired it directly at Gohan. I didn't expect we'd get rid of him this easily. But the real shock came after the dust cleared. Before either of them could even move, Gohan's speed had surpassed perception itself. He vanished like a dark flash of lightning, and suddenly appeared in front of them, placing his hands on both of them at the same time. In that very instant, he tightened his grip on each of them. Within a fraction of a second, freeze! Their bodies froze completely, turning into motionless statues of ice. Then, Gohan said in a cold voice, filled with sorrow and rage, "This is for Master Piccolo." At Zeno's palace, the silence was unsettling, a strange stillness, as if time itself feared moving within it. The Daishinkan stood beside Zeno, assisting him with his tasks and needs, his calm face hiding an unseen storm, until everything trembled. A single tremor, but it was not ordinary. It was deep, heavy, as if coming from a place that should never produce any sound, from beyond the prison realms. Daishinkan froze in place. His eyes widened for a split second, pure shock he couldn't hide. Even Zeno felt it. He raised his head with curiosity and said, "What is that? What is this tremor?" In that instant, the shock vanished, the anger vanished, and Daishinkan's face turned into a cold, eerily calm mask, as if nothing had happened. He said in a low tone, "It seems some scum are trying to escape from one of the prisons." He slowly turned as if it didn't concern him, then added while facing the exit, "I will go check the situation myself." Zeno tilted his head slightly and said, "Wouldn't it be better to send one of the rulers of destruction?" Daishinkan replied without hesitation, I don't think it's that simple. It seems the number is large. Zeno smiled a childlike smile, but his words were terrifying. All right, get rid of them. Daishinkan bowed respectfully. As you command, Lord Zeno. He turned and began walking toward the exit, step by step. Then Zeno's voice pierced the silence. When you return, we will discuss Goku. He's been gone for too long. I miss him. I want to see how strong he has become after all his training inside the Time Tower. At that moment, anger almost exploded within Daishinkan. I want to surprise him. We'll go straight to him, you and I. But he crushed it instantly. He kept his calm expression and said without turning back, "Very well. When I return, we will talk." He continued walking without looking back. Meanwhile, Zeno chuckled lightly and muttered, "Did he just say, 'We will talk'? That's strange." Daishinkan left, but this time he wasn't just going to stop a rebellion, he was going to protect a lie. In a single moment, he arrived at the Council of the Rulers and stood at the center. He raised his hand slightly and said one word, "Appear." Space trembled. All the rulers of destruction appeared instantly, except two, Rumshi and Quitella. The others exchanged glances, sensing something abnormal approaching. Daishinkan stepped forward once. The pressure emanating from him, without any visible energy, was enough for some of them to tremble without understanding why. He spoke in a low, decisive voice. "Listen carefully. This is the most dangerous mission you will ever receive." Their hearts began pounding uncontrollably. Then he continued, "Do not let Zeno leave the palace."
Their expressions froze in a single instant, and they realized the weight of what had just been said. The Daishinkan raised his eyes toward them with a cold gaze and said, "Yes, exactly as you heard. Watch him, play with him, entertain him, do whatever he wants, except letting him leave." He began walking among them slowly, as if his words were making the air itself heavier. He must not go to the Time Tower, because he won't find Goku there, and he will discover that we have hidden the truth from him. Breathing grew heavier. Eyes became more tense because they understood they were now part of a secret that could never be revealed. Daishinkan stopped at the center. He looked at them sharply and said, "Does anyone have an objection?" No one spoke. No one even dared to raise their head, because everyone realized this was no longer just orders. This was the beginning of a sin, one that could never be undone. In the next moment, Daishinkan vanished without a trace, leaving behind the rulers of destruction, standing in place, hearts trembling, eyes uneasy, because they finally understood what began in the prisons has now reached the heart of Zeno's palace, and what is coming will not be mere chaos, but the collapse of an entire world. The Daishinkan appeared, directly in front of Gohan, outside the prison realms, standing in the void with an eerie calm. His usual smile was drawn across his face, hiding a dark, unseen rage beneath it. Gohan, on the other hand, was the complete opposite. A cold, burning aura, eyes frozen with rage, a body
tense like a bomb on the verge of explosion. Daishinkan spoke in a calm tone, as if he controlled everything. I am the Daishinkan, and But before he could finish, Gohan vanished. In a moment beyond perception, without a single sound, he severed Daishinkan's head. The head rose slowly into the void, while the body remained standing, motionless. Gohan continued in his place, his voice dark and filled with hatred. I know exactly who you are, you piece of filth. You're the one who imprisoned my father, the one who sent the rulers after me, the one who stole our years, the one who created this hell. He stepped forward, his eyes blazing. And now, I won't let you say another word. Be silent forever. But the head stopped, then slowly descended, returning to its place as if nothing had happened. The wound disappeared, the blood vanished, as if reality itself had been forced to reverse. Gohan's eyes widened for a brief moment. He couldn't hide it. He whispered in shock, "What is this? What kind of creature are you?" Daishinkan smiled even more calmly and said, "You need to understand something, boy. I am not like anyone you have faced before. I am an immortal entity." Gohan's aura flared even more violently. He roared in fury and charged. "I don't care who you are."
And the battle exploded. Their fists collided, and space itself trembled. Shockwaves spread across the prison realms. Worlds shook as if they were about to collapse. Their exchange of blows was faster than perception itself. Every strike carried true killing intent. Gohan fought like a wounded beast. Daishinkan fought like someone testing a game.
Finally, you've revealed the monster within you. This is the true face you and your father have been hiding. Goku, isn't it? Don't you dare speak my father's name, you bastard! And now you look at me with such hatred, as if you're different. But you're not. You're walking the same path you once feared, your father's path. If becoming a monster is the price to kill you, then I'll become your worst nightmare.
Moment, Gohan broke through his defense and delivered a direct blow to his head. The impact launched Daishinkan like a destructive meteor, tearing through the void until he crashed into a golden sand planet, shattering its surface. A moment of silence. Then Gohan descended from the sky, landing slowly amid the dust. Saying coldly, "Where are you? I know you're not dead." From within the crater, Daishinkan lay there, his body bruised, his clothes torn. He slowly opened his eyes and said with a faint smile,
"What an interesting attack! I didn't expect him to smash my skull." Now I'm fine. Let's see what you can do next.
Suddenly, he vanished. In the same instant, he reappeared before Gohan. Their auras clashed face to face. The real battle began. But something changed. Gohan's breathing grew heavier. His movements slowed just slightly, but fatally. His transformation was no longer stable. His body had begun to reach its limits.
Daishin Khan noticed immediately. His smile widened as he whispered, "So, this is your limit. I see your transformation drains your energy." In a single instant, he vanished and reappeared above him. He grabbed him from behind and slammed him into the ground with a force that shattered the planet.
Enough!
Once, twice, dozens of times, the ground broke apart, rocks scattered, bones began to crack. A scream of pain escaped Gohan despite himself. But he didn't stop. He tried to rise, tried to fight back, but his body no longer obeyed him. He had become a broken body, moving only by sheer will. Gohan spoke through pain, his voice fractured. "I won't give up until I destroy you." Daishin Khan smiled mockingly and said, "This is your end, little monster."
Suddenly, he vanished like lightning. In an instant, he tore Gohan's arm from its place. Smiling wickedly, he said, "Do you still think you can fight me?"
He stepped closer, raised his hand. A dark purple energy ring formed, spinning slowly like a gate of death. From it, he fired a single beam. It pierced through Gohan's abdomen completely. Blood burst out violently. His eyes widened. His body collapsed to the ground, powerless, breathing with difficulty, life slowly slipping away.
Daishin Khan stepped closer, placed his foot on Gohan's head, and pressed down. Then he began striking him, coldly, blow after blow, as if crushing what remained of something that could no longer resist. He said mercilessly, "What did you think you could do? Did you really believe you could stand against me? Your place is in prison, until death, you little monster." Then he leaned slightly and added in a dark tone, "But you chose to shorten your path." He raised his foot high, ready to crush his skull and end everything. And in that moment, space trembled. A different tremor, heavier, deeper, terrifying. The air itself froze. Daishin Khan's foot stopped. From the direction of the sky, a feeling he had never known before crept into him. Something unexpected. And within that light, a mysterious being appeared.
What do you think? Who is this mysterious being that appeared from the sky? And what happened to Goku after he descended into the depths of darkness?
The scene begins with a sudden explosion tearing through the golden world, a terrifying energy blast shooting like a meteor straight toward Daishin Khan.
piercing his body at an unbelievable speed and violently pushing him away from Gohan. His body was thrown back into the void as if it were his end.
You're dead.
At that same moment, that mysterious person appeared. His appearance resembled Goku to a frightening degree, but his energy was different, deeper, heavier, impossible to measure. Without hesitation, he carried Gohan in his arms. Gohan's body was broken, his breathing uneven, blood slowly flowing. Then he rushed away with terrifying speed, piercing through space, leaving behind a trail of glowing dark energy. As they flew away from the battlefield, Gohan opened one eye with difficulty, his voice barely audible. Where am I? Wait, is this? But his words were cut off, and he fell into dark unconsciousness. At that moment, the mysterious person whispered in a low voice, "Yes, I'm here, your little brother, Goten." He continued angry. "Don't speak. Please rest. I will finish everything. I will kill everyone who caused this." In another place, Goku was standing, staring at a meteor approaching rapidly. His eyes narrowed, his battle instinct screaming. He said calmly, "It seems he wants to fight me. And I also sense another energy, far away in that strange structure." Not a moment passed before that person descended from the sky. Without a word, his fist collided with Goku's. At that moment, an explosion, not like any explosion. A shockwave tore through the void, massive energy bursting from both of them, as if the world of darkness itself trembled. The battle began instantly. Blows at the speed of light, instant movements unseen by the eye. Each strike was enough to destroy a planet, and yet neither of them stepped back. Until suddenly, a voice pierced everything.
Stop right there.
Movement froze for a fraction of a second. A new entity's voice, its presence heavier than the battle itself. The warrior looked and said in shock, "What is this aura? It's terrifying. Who are you?" The entity smiled and said,
Yes, I am the King of Darkness, the ruler of this world, and most likely you felt my aura because it resembles your father's, I believe. I brought this person here to train in our world. I think you are the son of Virkon.
Goku replied coldly, with suppressed anger. "You again? Interrupting my fight just when it was getting interesting? And who told you I want to train in your world?" At that moment, something unexpected happened. An energy inside Goku's body began to move. His body trembled. Then another entity appeared. He stood before everyone and said,
Is that you, my brother? After 1,500 years, we thought you were dead. How did you return, and in this body? If you hadn't spoken, I would have torn this intruder apart immediately.
Goku froze, his eyes wide. Another person? How? Didn't I sense you? His power is beyond imagination. Wait, did he say your brother? What is this nonsense?
The King of Darkness smiled and said,
Yes, he is my brother, and he is the current king of the world of darkness. He took the throne after I lost my life in the great explosion.
Goku shouted in anger and shock. Stop! You're inside my body now, saying you died and came back? What the hell is going on? He replied coldly.
I was reborn inside your body. You feed of my energy, and I feed of your body. The more you get angry, the closer you become to being my vessel. And when your power reaches 100% of dark energy, I will fully awaken.
Goku shouted in anger. I am not anyone's vessel. That will never happen. He replied calmly.
Don't worry. I cannot control your mind, but your emotions, those I can influence a little.
At that moment, the other entity intervened and said,
Even though this body is strange, it resembles you a lot, Kugo.
The King of Darkness laughed deeply.
And have you seen yourself, little brother?
The other replied,
Yes, I know my face is ugly, but I am proud of it, because it is the result of your sacrifice. Without you, I wouldn't be alive now.
At that moment, the King of Darkness's expression changed. He fell silent briefly, as if an old memory pierced his mind. Meanwhile, Goku suddenly grabbed his head in pain and shouted, What is happening? What are these images? Strange scenes began flooding his mind. Explosions, a collapsing world, a burning entity, screams, darkness devouring everything, voices he couldn't understand, memories that were not his. He dropped to his knees, clutching his head. Stop! Get out of my head! But the voice returned, deeper, more dangerous.
These are not just my memories. This is my reality in the past.
At that moment, Goku was pulled back 1,500 years in time. He stood in that strange place, his breathing unstable, his eyes moving slowly across unfamiliar faces. People who looked calm, even happy. A huge palace of dark gold shining under a strange light. On the throne sat a majestic entity, a satisfied smile on his face, everyone looking at him with reverence, as if peace there was real. Everything was beautiful. Even the creatures outside the palace were happy within that world.
All right, calm down or one of you will fall.
I wish I had children like you. Do not be sad. King Kogo loves you, my queen.
Goku's body was transparent, made of memory energy. No one could see him, because everything he was witnessing was the past. As he observed, trying to understand,
suddenly the palace trembled. The ground shook beneath their feet. The walls cracked.
Children, hide in the palace crypts, quickly! Mom, what's happening?
I'm scared!
No time! Go now! Hurry, the ceiling!
And someone rushed into the palace toward the throne, whispering, Brother, Kugo, they've arrived! The intruders!
The one on the throne slowly raised his head, his eyes narrowing.
Intruders? Impossible.
The other replied,
No one survived. The entire town has been destroyed. They wiped out everything in the blink of an eye.
King Mugo said,
Who dares enter my world after that?
Goku froze, whispering, This is the King of Darkness. Not just his face, even his name resembles mine, but reversed, Kugo. So this is his true form? But before he could process more, the palace began to collapse. The King of Darkness, Kugo, said in anger,
Listen, Brother Verkan, Protect the palace and the royal family. Do not let anyone enter. I will handle this.
Verkan replied, "But brother, let me help you." Mugo said, "You probably know why they came. Stay nearby. That's best for all of us. I will return quickly. Protect those 2 children. I love them." Outside the palace, total destruction, screams, blood, dark energy tearing space apart. The sky itself split open. What was happening outside was worse. Creatures crushed, souls devoured.
A scene history had never known. A massacre, annihilation, the end of an entire world in moments. Suddenly, Goku returned to the present. He fell to his knees, breathing heavily. That was real? Daishinkan did this to your people? But why? How? He raised his head, eyes burning. I want to see what happened next. I want the full truth. Verkan approached calmly and said,
Your name is Goku, right? It seems my brother drained his energy inside you while showing you the past. I think he is now in a dormant state. He cannot appear for long. The more he speaks, his presence fades. Most likely, he is sleeping inside you now.
Then he added,
You should rest. You just came out of hell, and your body needs to recover its balance.
Goku smiled slightly and said, I didn't expect that. You're not as bad as you look. But the smile quickly faded. His eyes sharpened. I can't rest here. My son is out there. I don't know what's happening to him. But if there's one thing I want now, it's food. I haven't eaten in years. Verkan smiled and said,
Since you are my brother's vessel, that is your right.
Goku's eyes flared with anger. I told you, I am not anyone's vessel. Verkan laughed and said,
All right, come, I'll show you something more important than food.
They walked toward the palace. Their footsteps echoed over the black ground lined with gold. And when Goku entered, the palace from the inside was greater than anything Goku had imagined. Golden pillars, mysterious engravings, energy flowing through the walls, until they reached the throne hall, and there a girl was sitting, her aura of beauty calm. And suddenly she disappeared from her place and appeared right beside Goku, smelling his hair and touching it. Goku blushed in embarrassment and said, What are you doing? Verkan said,
Let me introduce you to my daughter, Mirel. I think she feels comfortable around you. She doesn't usually do this except with people she likes. Princess Mirel is the one who manages the affairs of the palace, while I watch the sky every day, waiting for his return.
Goku asked, His return? Verkan replied,
I mean the Daishinkan, or any other being that might come to steal what remains of us, the antidote.
Goku raised his eyebrow. An antidote? It protects the planet from the Daishinkan? Then he looked at Verkan and said confidently, But I see that the red-haired one is stronger than him. How would he dare to return? Verkan laughed.
You mean my other son, Renzo.
Suddenly, Renzo appeared like lightning inside the palace. Goku froze. What? This one is your son too? He replied calmly,
Yes, Renzo is the third in strength after his sister and me.
At that moment, Renzo stepped forward. his eyes filled with anger. Heh, if you think you're the strongest, father, then kill me now. Verkin laughed.
Not now. Everything has its time.
Goku looked at them in shock and said, "If I'm at the level of the weakest one among you, then that means she's stronger than me." And he pointed at the princess. Damn, I don't like this. Renzo shouted, "I'm not weak. I'll kill you when all of this is over."
But Verkin raised his hand.
Enough. Come, Goku. You still haven't seen what matters most.
He took Goku with him, and they climbed to the top of a dormant volcanic mountain using Verkin's white dragon. And there, in front of him, was a tree. But not just any tree. Its trunk pulsed, its leaves glowed with colors he had never seen before. Pure living energy. Goku stepped closer and said in amazement, "What is this?" Verkin answered,
This is the antidote of our world, the source of our survival, the only thing the Dai Shinkan couldn't destroy.
But in that moment, Goku's eyes narrowed. He noticed something. Inside the tree, within the light, there was a body. A woman, surrounded by energy, sleeping, or maybe imprisoned. He whispered, "Who is she?" Verkin's expression suddenly changed. For the first time, sadness appeared in his eyes.
This is not just a woman. This is the reason that will bring everything back or destroy everything.
Verkin took a slow breath, his eyes fixed on that glowing tree, then said in a heavy voice, as if it carried centuries of pain, "This is the wife of the Dai Shinkan." Goku froze in place, shock striking his face. What? His wife? How? Verkin closed his eyes for a moment, then began to speak as if an old wound had been torn open again.
When my brother, Kugo, left the palace in anger, he headed straight toward the source of destruction. He thought he would find the Dai Shinkan and his wife together, but he found the Dai Shinkan alone, destroying the city, killing the innocent, without hesitation, without mercy.
He clenched his fist and continued,
It was a sight unbearable. My brother rushed at him immediately, and the battle began, a battle no world had ever known, a clash that made the sky explode and the floor collapse. Every strike was enough to erase a planet from existence, and yet neither of them stepped back. But I made the worst mistake of my life. I left the palace. I went out to check on my brother, and I left the palace empty. The guards were all killed. The wife of the Dai Shinkan entered the palace. She knew about the antidote.
Hello, girls. Tell me where the elixir of immortality is right now.
He fell silent for a few seconds, then continued in a broken voice.
When I returned, I found that my brother had won. He was standing there, but he was not the same. His features had changed. His eyes were filled with something I didn't understand. He shouted at me and struck me, saying, "Go back to the palace, now!" But we were too late. The wife of the Dai Shinkan appeared before us from a distance, holding the antidote. The antidote jewel is made of 2 parts. She gave him one and swallowed the other. And in that same moment, the planet began to disappear, literally collapsing out of existence. Half of it vanished, as if it had never been created.
Virkan's voice trembled.
Then the Daishinkan stood up, stronger than before. His body changed. He became immortal, unable to die.
As for her, she didn't rise again. Her body couldn't withstand the power of the antidote. But she was smarter than all of us. She used her magic at the last moment and turned into a small plant. This tree, a shield protecting her from extinction, and at the same time forcing what remained of the antidote's power to flow into our planet. Half alive, half dead. That's why we cannot destroy this tree, because it is now the source of life for the planet.
He continued slowly.
The Daishinkan understood what his wife had done. He realized that she had sacrificed herself in the form of a plant so that he would survive, while she remained there, waiting for a chance to be saved. But the price was devastating. Half of the antidote disappeared, and with it, half of the world. He tightened his fist. Here, my brother became furious, a rage I had never seen before. I tried to stop him. I tried to prevent him from continuing the fight against the Daishinkan, who had become an unbeatable entity, but it was useless. The Daishinkan was about to leave, as if everything was over for him, but my brother shouted at him,
"Where do you think you're going, you coward?"
And in that moment, the Daishinkan launched a direct attack at me. He wanted to kill me as revenge for what happened to his wife. He wanted my brother to suffer by watching me die in front of him.
Virkan fell silent, then said in a low voice,
"But my brother jumped in front of me. He took the attack completely. He protected me, and he died. He died smiling, as if that was his choice. He lived as a king and died as a shield."
Take care of the royal family.
He paused, then raised his eyes toward Goku.
"And I remained alive with my children, and with this incomplete world as a fading king."
A heavy silence filled the place. Then Goku spoke in a low voice, but burning from within. What a story! I never expected that the King of Darkness had such a heart. He was more than a king. He was someone loved. Virkan replied calmly.
"He wasn't just a king. He was a father, a brother, and a protector of everyone in this world."
Goku's expression hardened, his eyes glowing with anger. Damn it! The Daishinkan didn't just kill your people, he even sacrificed his own wife just for eternal power? His voice grew deeper. This isn't a being, this is a catastrophe. Virkan answered in a cold tone. That's why I told you, he doesn't die. Not because his power is unbeatable, but because he abandoned everything, even his humanity. The wind rose around them, and the light inside the tree trembled as if responding to their words. In that moment,
Goku slowly raised his head and said in a calm voice, but more dangerous than any scream, "Then I have no choice. If he cannot die, then I will make him wish he had never lived at all." And in that moment, in Universe 7, on Beerus's planet exactly, meanwhile, in the prison realms, something unexpected happened.
Do you think Goku will control the Dark King, or will the Dark King take over Goku in the end? And who is the most dangerous right now? Gohan and Goten driven by revenge, or Goku fused with the Dark King, or the immortal Daishinkan?
If you felt chills just now, then subscribing is a must, not an option.